Thank you. Martha?
I certainly will have a goal to make sure that we have diversity in our teachers and staff. And I think it's very important that if you look at the percentage of students, African American, minority, however you want to term that, students in the schools versus the percentage of teachers in the schools that are minority. That's totally skewed. And it may not be important to some people that you have someone that you can look up to or that it mirrors the community, but it's important to me. And I think that it's important to the children to have someone that looks like them. The school district, the whole community should mirror, these entities should mirror what is available to the community. Now, I believe that the concept of grow your own will help this. And I think that there's quality teachers in ISU, U of I, and there are quality African American teachers and other minority teachers at Bradley and other places. So I don't think you have to go to the South to find quality minority teachers, but I do think there should be an effort to make this a priority, because it has been proven that the students relate better to people that they look like. And I think they need to see that in the schools.
Thank you, Mark. Sam?
Well, Andre, I see it this way. And I agree that, first of all, I like to say that it's the quality of the teacher that matters. I don't think a person should be hired just because you say, we want a black person or African American person here because they can teach the kid more. I don't think that's really necessarily going to be all the time true. I think it's the quality. I think the first thing that we have to say is that teacher really care about those students. That should be our first priority, finding teachers that care. And I think if you find teachers that care, I don't think it matters what color they are, if they're red, blue, or yellow. But that teacher must have a genuine concern for those children in there. The teacher must have the attitude that they're not just teaching them, but they're preparing them for their future, their life. That's what the focus needs to be on. I think if we was to come to the point that, well, we need more diversity, I agree with Ms. Ross. How about here in Peoria? I'm pretty sure there's lots of kids coming out of high school. One of the things facing most of our seniors coming out of high school, the reason they don't go off to college is they don't have the money. Well, I think if we want to recruit some teachers, we can offer tuition to these colleges where then in return they come back and teach. And I think a child could relate more to someone who grew up in the community than that guy who came from Toulon, Mississippi that just moved here for a job. So I really believe that it comes back to the simple thing. Whoever's in that classroom has to have a genuine concern for those children. And I think, again, as I say, that this is that every child can learn. That child has to be told that that child is important, that that child can learn. That child has to be shown that he's important or she's important, and they mean something to that teacher. So regardless of what color that teacher is, it first has to come that that teacher has a genuine concern for those children in that classroom.
Thank you. Pepper?
Yes. We know that in the next 5 years, there's going to be at least 1 million teacher shortage in this whole country. And Peoria has got to get in the race. We have absolutely got to get in the race, and you may be correct. Whichever race of people we get to teach will be kind of immaterial if we're not short of teachers. On the other hand, in terms of minority teachers, what we hope for and why we want a great deal more minority teachers is because we feel and we know that many of them can relate to the backgrounds of the children that they are teaching. They can feel for some of the things that they can not only relate, but they can feel, they can understand. They speak in many cases the language. and they're not upset at some of the activities that, and I don't mean bad activities, but I mean certain things that would alarm others who are not culturally involved in this group of people. We need some teachers who can at least tell other teachers that this is not bad, this is not going to deter from an education. So from that standpoint on, we're hoping that, and we would be checking to see that we got minority teachers who would not only relate, but have a good idea of how to teach these children and not be alarmed about their home life and backgrounds and cultural differences. So in that way, we do need teachers who do represent these children and can understand them. So and I think that in Peoria we will be competing for all the teachers, and not only minority teachers, but all, as our future is going to be. So, and there are not too many children going into teaching. So it's going to behoove us as a district to make that incoming, and that's an awful war to get that wage raised to attract teachers. Thank you.
Thank you. And our last question, start with you, Aaron.
Okay.
What is your vision for District 150, and how do you see yourself as a school board member, your role in helping to reach that vision that you see?